Hey there, want to make your voice heard at a Board of Supervisors meeting? We're all ears. Here's how you can get involved. First, hop online and look at the agendas. This will give you the scoop on what's coming up before the board. Each agenda item includes a brief description of the issue, the recommendations, and potential impacts. If you need more detail, check out the detailed reports online. Those are called board letters. Then, decide if you want to speak at Tuesday's general legislative session or Wednesday's land use session. You'll have 3 opportunities to have your say. Let's start with non-agenda public comment. This is your chance to talk about things that aren't on the agenda, but try and keep your topic related to county government. For non-agenda public comments, you can speak at either the Tuesday or Wednesday session, but not both. So pick your day accordingly. And keep in mind, the board can't act on the spot. They'll refer your comments to the Chief Administrative Officer, who will look into the issue. Last thing, the board will hear from the first 10 speakers, 5 in person and 5 by phone at the beginning of the session. Then all the remaining speakers will get their chance to speak after the discussion items. During the consent agenda, the board handles a bunch of routine items with 1 vote. If you want to comment on an item, keep it simple. For example, I'm John Doe speaking on item 5, and I agree with approving the contract. Discussion items are the main event where the board debates before making a decision. Want to speak at one of the meetings? It's really easy. Just hop online and fill out a quick request form at publiccomment.sandiegocounty.gov. Pick the meeting you're interested in, hit the register button, then fill in your details. Make sure to include a phone number if you plan on speaking by phone. Prefer speaking at the podium in the board chamber? No problem. Just pick the in-person option. After that, just check off the agenda items you want to talk about and let them know you're for, against, or neutral on them. Hit register and you're good to go. A confirmation email will land in your inbox to wrap it up. If you're speaking by phone, the email will include the instructions for how to dial in. Be sure to submit your request early. Once public comment begins on the agenda item, we can't take any more requests to speak. And if you have documents, hand them to the deputy clerk when it's your turn to speak at the podium. Now, you get 2 minutes to speak, but if lots of people want to talk, it might get cut to 1 minute. So, you might want to consider writing 2 sets of comments, one for 2 minutes, another one for 1. That way, if time's cut, you won't be scrambling. There's also a countdown clock at the podium to keep you on track. Once you're at the podium, stay on topic. Stick to the current agenda item. If you stray off topic, you might get a gentle nudge to get back to the point. Keep your comments related to the agenda item's recommendations because that's what the board is relying on to make a decision. Also, speak directly to the board. They're the ones making the decision. When your time's up, it's up. Overstaying might mean getting muted or even asked to leave. Now for some ground rules. For safety, keep aisles and doorways clear. If there isn't a seat, head across the hall to room 302 or the 4th floor balcony to watch the meeting. Respect is huge. Everyone should feel heard. That means you, other speakers, and the Board of Supervisors. Disruptive behavior gets 1 warning, and after that, a deputy sheriff might show you the door. So let's keep it respectful. Your voice matters, and we want to hear from you. Remember, we're all here to make a difference.
Supervisors special meeting and in-home supportive service public authority special meeting to order. Andrew, please call the roll for today's special meeting.
Thank you, Chair Pro Tem Anderson. Supervisor Montgomery Stepp?
Here.
Supervisor Desmond?
Yes, here.
And Vice Chair Lawson-Remer?
Thank you. Andrew, can you please call the individuals that have requested to speak on the closed session matter?
Thank you, Chair Pro Tem Anderson. Item 1 on today's special meeting agenda, as well as item 1 on the in-home supportive services public authority special meeting agenda, are closed session matters. The closed session agendas include 2 matters. Individuals that have requested to speak on closed session matters must provide comments related to the matters listed on the special meeting agendas. Otherwise, your comments will be considered off topic. We have 12 requests to speak on these items, 6 in person and 6 requesting to speak by phone. For any individuals that requested to speak on the closed session matters by phone, please dial into the conference line using the instructions that were provided to you. We'll begin with the in-person speakers. As your name is called, please come forward and stand on the arrows until it is your turn to speak at the podium. Under the board's rules, because there are 10 or more speakers on this item, you'll have 1 minute to address the board. We'll ask you to please begin by stating your name for the audio record. I'll be calling you groups of 3, so I'll ask you to please listen for your name. I'd like to invite for the first 3 individuals, Randall Schoblum, Kristen O'Geal, and Robert Ortiz. If I've called your name, please come forward.
Good afternoon, Chair Pro Tem and Supervisors. I am Randall Schoblum, Senior Deputy in the Office of County Counsel, and I've been with the county since 2017. You know me. I've worked with all of you and your staff for the past 2.5 years with my current assignment, and prior to that, I was working with Parks and PDS for 5 years. But what is also important is I'm president of the Deputy County Counsel Association, who represents approximately 100 senior deputies and deputies in the Office of County Counsel. It is difficult to explain the variety of work that we do for the county, and I'm not going to go into that. But you will hear from some of our attorneys who are here. Those of you who are here from our membership, would you please stand? We are here today because we were offered a substantially lower compensation package than our public defender and district attorney colleagues without justifiable reasons, as explained in my prior letters to you. The discrepancy profoundly undermines the value of our work and threatens the county's ability to recruit and retain top talent. I encourage you to up your offer when you go into closed session. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good afternoon, Supervisors. My name is Kristen O'Geal, and I'm the Vice President of the Deputy County Counsels Association. I've worked in the Office of County Counsel for almost 15 years in the Juvenile Dependency Division. As you go into closed session, I'd like you to consider that the county's ability to retain experienced legal professionals is critical for continuity and to preserve institutional knowledge. Despite our comprehensive role in providing legal services to the county's current proposed contract would create a significant pay gap for county counsel attorneys as compared with their peers in the other groups. Given the unique ability of county counsel attorneys to seek employment and market their skill set in the private sector, that would undeniably lead to attrition and challenges in recruitment. Our judgment, legal skills, and institutional knowledge are relied upon every day by every department. We are your legal team, not outsiders. We urge the board to consider the long-term benefits of equitable compensation with county counsel attorneys.
Thank you. As the next speaker is coming forward, I'd like to invite the remaining speakers in person. Sarah Lanham, Jack Wang, and Kyle Sand. If I've called your name, please come forward.
Good afternoon, Supervisors. My name is Robert Ortiz. I'm a senior deputy with County Counsel and a trial attorney since 2017. The county has been a leader in using data and evidence to drive outcomes for the county, and that same rule should apply when assessing pay for the different attorneys who represent the county. And the justification or excuse utilized to pay county counsel attorneys less than the other 2 attorney groups are just simply not supported by the data. You may be asking, why are we raising this now? The truth is, they've been raised, and I would ask that the board and staff review the DCCA letters from May 15th and June 4th. It's important for me to speak to ensure that our voices and our position in the data is getting directly to you and it's not filtered, and that county council is treated and valued just as much as the
Thank
other
you.
county groups.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good afternoon, Supervisors. My name is Sarah Lanham. I've been with the county since 2022. I've been a lawyer for more than 24 years now. At the County Counsel's office, I'm a litigation attorney. I represent the department that defends the torts and civil rights claims against the county, with a specific interest in representing the Sheriff's Department. As you go into closed session today, I'd like you to consider the value and importance of the deputies working in the Office of County Counsel, particularly as it relates to public safety. Public safety is a cornerstone of the county's mission. County council attorneys are deeply involved in supporting public safety initiatives by providing legal advice to the Sheriff's Department, probation, and other agencies. Under the county's charter, county council performs all of the functions of a district attorney except public prosecutor. Our work includes advising on law enforcement policies, ensuring compliance with legal standards, and defending the county in related litigation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker, please.
Good afternoon, Supervisors. My name is Jack Wong, and I'm a senior county counsel. I've been here a little over a year, and I bring a unique perspective because I am one of about 10% of the county counsel's office that have come over from either DA's or public defender's office. And I can tell you in my time here that not only is the work here just as meaningful, just as difficult, just as much, but that the thinking is deeper. The stakes are oftentimes higher, and the subject matter is no less difficult to comprehend and grasp. And I think that such a marked difference in the compensation between the three groups, especially since the data doesn't back up the rationale behind it, is just not warranted. I've enjoyed my time here, and I don't find that I have worked any less hard, that the subject matter that I'm dealing with is less difficult, or that I am less intellectually engaged. And I would urge the board to reconsider the discrepancy in pay.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good afternoon, board. My name is Kyle Sand. I've had the honor of working for the County Counsel's office for over a decade now, and I support the Health and Human Services Agency in my role. We provide essential services often behind the scenes or in very confidential courtrooms, and we know that our work directly improves lives and is valued by those we support. Our legal expertise is vital to the county's delivery of public social services. We assist public health during disease outbreaks or local health emergency. We support board initiatives in affordable housing and behavioral health, and we ensure the legal integrity of our safety net programs. In the courtroom, our attorneys protect abused and neglected children and protect those with serious mental illness in need of conservatorship or CARE Act services. Under this proposal, our attorneys will be paid less than our courtroom counterparts, despite the equal responsibility and impact. This disparity shows that our work is less valued. We urge the board to recognize our work as vital.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll now hear from those that requested to speak by phone. We will begin with our first caller.
Paul LeBold. I'm not sure why the Director of In-Home Supportive Services is an unrepresented employee, perhaps not even in the union, if the county is giving him a performance val. Anyway, recent reviews suggest a dysfunctional county agency in that its services, the people they contract with, are great once you get past the red tape. The IHS's orientation warns the process takes time. Translation: give up before you start. Outdated communications equipment, hang in there. How long do we need before the process works and we don't need to be told it takes time? For the county agency, we need a fix, not a Band-Aid. Why do we even need a broken bureaucracy at all? Now, the worst...
Thank you. We'll now hear from the next caller.
Hi, this is Steve Inman, and I've been with the Office of County Counsel for 5 years. I want to start by saying how much I truly love my job and how proud I am to represent the county every day in court. The county, the deputies, the nurses, the public workers that I work with. Public service is truly a family value for us, and I took a sizable pay cut to come to the county, and that's okay. I'm working big firm hours for not big firm pay, but that goes with the territory with the government work. But what's not okay with me is working big firm hours without big firm pay, and now also being treated unfairly with salary, not having my work valued as much as the work of other county attorneys. I have a team that of very qualified attorneys. I know I billed out at over $600 an hour when I was in private practice, and I saved the county many, many times my salary. I've won state and federal trials this past year, and there's those of us in county council that do that and do other things to support the county's mission.
Thank you. Now hear from the next caller.
County Council, more money. Why? Seriously. I mean, I quite literally taught everyone how to go ahead and bypass election security to go ahead and beat the system because the County Council said it was a good idea to ignore my request to have election security, a conversation about this, to the point that you guys chose to give me a restraining order cementing you to the election system that we have. Now, I love the fact that you guys are not going to go ahead and research this and probably not going to go ahead and do anything, which means I'm going to go ahead and send a letter to all Congress, Senate, Assembly, let them know that I gave a detailed list on how to commit registration voter fraud in order to cheat the system, and our board members are choosing to ignore this per county council's order. So by all means, give them more money because they're costing us an ungodly amount of money from their...
And for the record, that speaker identifies themselves as Gambler Hermes. And Chair Pro Tem Anderson, that concludes public comment on the special meeting agenda items.
Thank you, Andrew. With that, we'll move to closed session.
The board will now recess into closed session to consider those matters listed under item 1 on today's special meeting agenda and item 1 on the in-home supportive services public authority special meeting agenda. If there are any reportable actions, they will be reported out during the general legislative session today at 5 p.m.